So we always wanted to start a family, and ever since we got married in 2018, we really did take steps to start that journey, but we found out that we not likely to conceive naturally. So we very, very briefly looked at IVF, and that just didn't feel right to us, did it, at all?
Because when we found out that we'd struggled to have our own children, I think one of us brought it up in conversation. And I think it always stuck in the back of our minds, didn't it? And then the more and more we talked about it, the more it just made sense to us, didn't it?
Completely, yeah.
And then that's when we decided to actually, when we found the house that we wanted, it was like perfect for us as a family then to start a family.
I think before the process started, for me, I was worried about the in-depth of it and having to sort of lay yourself bare your whole life. But what AIM did was make it so straightforward. The All About Me was put into sections so you could break it down bit by bit. And our social worker made us so comfortable that we were absolutely fine talking about all aspects of our life. I think you always have the worry about becoming parents, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
I think no matter which route you go down. But for me, it was the in-depth process, but that was unfounded.
The journey you go on with all the stuff you've got to do, does sound daunting, but really, as you go through each process, it's like broke down into like different pieces. So it is a lot easier than you think. But yeah, I think like the life book and the storybook and reliving like years when you're younger, you've got to try and remember all this. But I suppose it does work. It does make, when you're at the end goal, it does work, everything comes together. So I think that is just daunting, isn't it?
Yeah, training we were given really helped us get towards like the end goal and expectations, and it does make you switch your mindset as well in a way. So stage one, we had preparation training, which you go into all the different routes to adoption, the different case studies of what the children come from. And in stage two, you have even more training where it goes even more in depth, and it does give you such a broad understanding and empathy as well, we found, didn't we? Which I wasn't fully expecting in myself, but you do have empathy for everyone involved, and it does really set you up.
Like our social worker was brilliant, wasn't she? She was, every time we had questions, we needed answers to anything, we could always ring her up, couldn't we? She was always on the end of the phone. Even through like I said, the life book, I was constantly ringing. Because with me, because I'm dyslexic, you see, so I was like struggling, so I overthink things all the time. So I was panicking, like, am I writing too much? Am I not writing too much? And she'd always say, like, stop panicking, just write this down, write that down. But yeah, so we were always on the phone.
Straight away, it was more like having a friend in a way around the chat. And even though we did have to cover quite emotive subjects, she made us so relaxed, and yeah, she became part of the furniture eventually. Even the dog. Our dog absolutely fell in love with her, and yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah.
We couldn't have asked for better support. Having a support network is vital.
Yes, 100%.
We've got amazing people around us, family, friends, and we've met amazing people along the way. Our son's foster carer is now part of the family too. She's an auntie to our son, and everyone through every step of the way has been fantastic, and really, really lean into your support network because you need them and they want to be there for you.
Definitely. Especially like grandparents and stuff. We can't get rid of them really. Because I think in the back of my mind, when there's all this, we were going through this journey, it was always, are they gonna take to our son as like not a biological son? But I knew it wasn't, but in the back of my mind it was. But honestly, it's been brilliant.
Yeah, we did have that worry of is it going to be different?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I mean, your nan was saying he's been here before him. He's always meant to be with us.
Yeah.
And there's been no question. He's not the adopted grandson. He's just grandson.
Yeah.
No question asked. Process itself, it was weird because at the start you are very, very daunted by it all, and it does feel like a big mountain to climb. But because it is bite-sized, that does take away the fear
Yeah.
factor quite a lot. It was emotive because you are looking back at your childhoods and losses you've had and previous relationships and your finances. And it's all scary, grown-up stuff that you might not think about on a day-to-day basis. But it does you good as well. Like, it was a bit of therapy in a way, because...
And until all this came around, you didn't realise, and when you go through it all, it's like, oh, I remember that, oh yeah, I remember that.
And we learned things about each other as well. We've been together over decades, and we managed to learn things about each other that we never knew had happened in our lives. So it was great.
So it was good, actually, to be honest. It was good.
The best part is him.
My son coming home.
Yeah, our son. And that sounds so simplistic, but absolutely was. The day we brought him home, perfect.
Yeah, the fact that we've got Sarah now in our life, because she's brilliant as well. So if I know we've gained a son, but we've also gained extended family.
Absolutely.
So, and she's always, we're always, like, near enough every day, aren't we? We're talking to her. She's dying to come around all the time still. She did a fantastic job of transitioning.
Yeah. But definitely the best part was our son.
Yeah, 100%.
Meeting people and learning everyone's stories. It's been fabulous.
Yeah.
I'd say bonding with our son, for me, was quicker than I expected.
Yeah.
And I think the way the transition we bump into is handled helped that, because we were sort of background characters to start off with, like Auntie Sarah's friends, rather than overwhelming him. So he got used to us being around without being, oh, it's mummy and daddy, it's mummy and daddy. He got used to us first. And then the transition period just worked out perfectly, didn't it?
Yeah.
And what Sarah did, which I think is fabulous, is she put photos up in our son's bedroom at her house of us. And every morning he'd be able to see us, and every evening he'd be able to say, like, night-night, mummy, night-night, daddy. And there's one beautiful moment, wasn't there, in the transition, where we were there when he woke up, and his little face, he was just amazed, because like, he's pointing at the pictures and he's like, you're there, but you're here too. And he just got so excited, and it worked. It really, really did work.
But you've just got to be patient, and you've got to understand, you know, this is a new thing for him again. And, you know, you just work on it, you just be patient, you just put your time in, and then naturally now he's just, like I said, as soon as he wants to, like, be rough played with, and that, he's straight at me. And then as soon as he gets upset, he's running straight to his mum. So I think it's just like a normal family dynamic in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would definitely, for the first couple of months, it was like in the back of my mind, like, you know, is he going to take to me as much as Laura? But yeah, obviously he has now.
So the contact we have is letterbox service. So we write a letter once a year to birth mum, birth nan, and the siblings he has. And at first, I'll be honest, I was a bit, oh, I'm not too sure about this. But with the training we went through, it taught me the importance for our son.
Yeah.
My feelings don't really come into it. It's what's best for him, and our son, knowing that we've kept up some contact, and when he's old he'll be able to read all the letters, I think is absolutely magical. We've got teddies that were passed on from birth family, which we kept hold of, and cards, and they're freely available to him. And we do say, oh, this is from your sibling, and yeah, so it's really, really important to keep up that contact.
You know, it's his life, it's his history, you know, and he needs to know his life before he came home to us. Even like with Sarah, and stayed with Sarah before he came home to us. But it's not going to be hidden from him, it's not going to be. No. But I think we're just staging it now.
I started to feel like an actual family, again, pretty early on, and it was for day-to-day care when he'd reach out and say, Mama, Mama, and I was providing care for him, giving him his meals, and he was coming to the comfort. For me, that was like, yeah, this is it, we're a family now. But I like your story more.
Yeah, because we always said, you know, when this comes through now, we have a son or daughter and it comes home, my mission is like go to Disneyland for Christmas. And We actually did it last year, didn't we?
Yeah, our first Christmas as
Our
a family.
first Christmas as a family.
We spent
And
Disneyland Paris.
to me, in my head, it's like we were at Disneyland and we were going to see Mickey and all that, and I just thought, this is a family.
Yeah, Christmas Day,
Yeah, it
we were
was
there
like-
and we prayed.
Yeah.
I'm crying. Happiest place in the world, and I'm sobbing my heart out.
Gaining a family, bigger family what we've already got. For me, giving the child a loving, caring home that we can share with, giving him the life that he deserves or she deserves, making us as a family feel complete.
Becoming a parent changes your life
100%.
completely. For me, I've had a lot of people say to me how much I've changed. Like, I've become a lot stronger, a lot more boundary setting. But day to day, it revolves around our son. And I can't remember a time now where it didn't. It was like, we used to get up when we wanted. No, not anymore.
When I'm doing different type of work, so I'm home early each day, because my important thing now is just want to get home to see my son. So you do prioritise life. Work was important for me then, but now it's taking a complete back step.
Yeah, your priorities do completely change, and we couldn't be happier that that's happened at all. At all. If anyone is looking to adopt and you know you can give a child a safe, happy, loving home, reach out.
100%.
And if you do think there's any boundaries that would stop you from adopting, ask, and you probably will be able to.